Hello, and thank you for taking a moment, a slow moment out of your day. And let's begin as we do. Big breath in, right through the diaphragm. And another one. Lovely. Invite the day in. So the world can look back and see us. Because it does, doesn't it? We are known by it. That's quite beautiful, really. I think that is our default, isn't it? To feel that in some way we are known by nature somehow. It's not quantifiable, and it's not even qualifiable. In our quiet moments, we can sense it. There's the way that we are known socially, because we're social animals. We have to be known socially, and that can be difficult sometimes. But then there is a deeper knowing, sort of knowing that encompasses everything somehow. I think we feel it when we look at the stars at night. We sense it when we get lost in a piece of music. When something surprises us, there's an absence of noise. When we get a little glimpse of something that is knowing of us. It's strange. And it's a story that's told by evolution, by human activity, human reverence, reflection. Strange that we should have all these words to describe something unknown. But it is known. And I think sometimes we can be a little too mystified by it. So let's demystify it. It is a pretty big topic, this one. So let's start with what is known. And what do we put aside? What is the noise that we must turn down so we can feel that knowing? Well, in a first impression sense, in a day-to-day sense, we probably call it personality. That's the light version of it. I think what we really do need to step away from is not just personality, but ourselves. From self. And we can say that personality is like the light version of self. the first impression version of us. That's a good way to look at it. Self-light. That's what personality is. I like that description. But then how can we put aside something so ingrained, something so apparently intrinsic as self? Well, I can remember a time when maybe there was no self. I can't. Nobody can. You can't remember when you were born. But we can imagine. We can imagine. I'm not born as Adam with a notion of things and with interests and likes. So where does this self come from? Well, it comes from the environment, predisposition we have to acquire it. It comes from circumstances largely, and some circumstances that we don't have control over. And that's hard. But we do very well, I think, to say to ourselves, self, personality, whatever you wish to describe it as, is something that we have created. And it's not about just those circumstances out of our control. They have a massive impact. But I think self is really built in very small steps. And that's why we feel like it controls us. Our feelings, our emotions, that whole endocrine machine controls us because we don't see how we are crafting self. It happens in these very small steps. And there are certainly things out of our control, but then there's also the choice that we make to give a stranger a smile, to throw a crumb to a pigeon, to get up a little bit earlier one morning, or to sleep in, to say, I don't think I need to scroll quite so much through Facebook anymore. All of these little choices. That's really where this presentation, self, personality, the display that we make to the world, it's really how it takes shape. And I think we know that intrinsically. We say things like, I'm not happy with myself. Well, who's the I that's not happy with self? It's all one, is it not? And it is. And that's a really good place to start. Like I said, this is a big topic. And I'm giving you just a couple of little things to think about, because I think about them all the time myself. It's fascinating. But that is where we start. Just in a quiet moment, asking that question. What is the I? I knows the self. What is I, the essential me, this foundational thing that possibly you can imagine it as some ethereal thing if you like, some spirit thing if you want to. I think it's a little less mystical than that. But you can be thinking in that way because that is the thing that knows the self. And that's a great little meditation to start with. What am I? What am I? Just to be asking that question can be very freeing. Well, thank you. It's been a lovely slow moment this morning.